If you're a man beyond 60 and you've noticed that morning erections have disappeared, understand this clearly. This isn't simply part of getting older, it's your body sending you an urgent message. What you're experiencing is reduced blood circulation to your most essential area. That declining energy, that gradual loss of morning vigor, doesn't have to be permanent, it can be restored. The solution begins with a 2-minute practice using 3 specific pressure points that you've probably never learned about before. I'm Dr. James. For more than 30 years, I've focused my practice on helping mature men naturally and safely restore their confidence, blood flow, and intimate connection. I've witnessed men in their 70s and 80s recover the vitality they believed was permanently gone, not through medications, not through surgical procedures, but through effective methods that reconnect the mind, body, and nervous system. I understand this might sound strange, using pressure points on your body to restore circulation and morning erections. It might appear too straightforward to be effective, but here's something most men aren't aware of. Your body contains nerve-dense energy centers that regulate circulation, muscle tension, and even sexual desire. When you carefully stimulate just 3 of these locations on your lower belly, the top of your head, and the bottom of your foot, you start to create a change deep within your nervous system that enables blood to flow where it's needed most. In this presentation, I'll take you through this effective 2-minute sequence step by step. When we're finished, you'll understand how to awaken your body, restore your masculine vitality, and witness genuine improvements within just 1 week. The most crucial information is approaching, so please continue listening. What you're about to learn next could completely transform your understanding of aging, desire, and the strength that still exists within you. Before we start, if you haven't subscribed already, this is the ideal moment. Press that button and activate notifications so you won't miss another valuable tip created to help you reclaim your energy, confidence, and circulation after 60. If this information resonates with you, enter 1 in the comments. If it doesn't, enter 0. I'm committed to serving you better, and your input is genuinely important. Now let's move to what matters most: how to actually perform this technique. We'll start with the first and most crucial point, a location just beneath your belly button, recognized in Eastern healing as the ocean of energy. This isn't merely poetic terminology. This point, called CV6, is directly linked to deep pelvic circulation and the nerves that affect your lower abdomen and groin area. By activating it properly, you're delivering a strong signal to your body. It's time to awaken, circulate, and recover what age has silently diminished. Let me demonstrate exactly where this point is located and how to stimulate it. Point 1, CV6, Ocean of Energy, beneath the belly button. This initial point, CV6, called the Ocean of Energy, contains much more influence than most men understand. It's positioned just 1 or 2 inches below your navel, and while it's simple to miss, it's deeply connected to your core circulation, pelvic nerves, and lower abdominal function. In traditional Eastern healing, this point has been utilized for hundreds of years to stimulate life energy, restore vigor, and awaken what they term the foundation of masculine strength. This isn't just ancient theory. Currently, we understand that this area houses major blood vessels and nerves that affect everything from bladder function to erectile capability. I recall one of my clients, Bill, a 67-year-old former firefighter who visited my office feeling frustrated. He wasn't feeling like his usual self. His energy was diminishing, and morning erections had vanished months earlier. We didn't begin with pills. We started right here with CV6. I showed him how to lightly tap on this point for 30 seconds each evening before sleep. He appeared doubtful, but within 1 week he reported to me, "Doctor, I woke up experiencing something I haven't felt in years." That wasn't just circulation returning, it was hope. When you tap CV6 using 2 or 3 fingers with gentle but consistent rhythm, you're doing more than simply touching your body. You're connecting with your nervous system. You're reminding your body how to direct blood where it's important. It helps relax the pelvic muscles, decrease internal tension, and open channels to the arteries that support an erection. For many men, this simple action, performed with intention and calm breathing, can start to restore a function they believed was permanently lost. However, this is just the start. Tapping CV6 establishes the foundation, but the real change occurs when you combine it with the next point. Because while CV6 works from the core upward, our next location begins from the top downward, and its impact on stress, mental clarity, and sexual function may surprise you. Let's continue. What I'll reveal next is something most men have never thought about, yet it could be why everything transforms. Point 2. GV20 100 meetings at the top of the head. Now that we've stimulated the ocean of energy at your body's center, we move to a place most men wouldn't connect with sexual health, the very crown of your head. GV20, also called the 100 meetings, is an extraordinary point situated right at the crown, where an imaginary line from ear to ear crosses the middle of your scalp. While CV6 works through the body, GV20 works through the mind. In men over 60, the mind often carries more tension than we want to acknowledge. As we grow older, stress becomes more than just emotional burden. It becomes physical. Stress narrows blood vessels, tightens the pelvic muscles, and blocks the very flow required for arousal and performance. You might not even realize it's occurring, but your body recognizes it, and that's why GV20 is significant. I remember talking with Richard, a 72-year-old widower who had nearly abandoned intimacy entirely. He explained to me, "It's not just my body, doctor, it's my mind, I can't quiet it." I showed him to gently tap GV20, using his fingertips in slow, soothing rhythm for just 30 seconds each night before bed. The transformation didn't occur immediately, but after a few days, he mentioned he started sleeping more deeply. The tightness in his chest felt lighter. Then, one morning, the unthinkable occurred. His body responded. "I believed that aspect of me was finished," he said, "but it was my thoughts that were preventing it." When you tap GV20, you're not just touching skin, you're quieting the mental noise. You're loosening the hold of performance worry, overthinking, and years of silent frustration. This point helps you regain peace within your mind, which sends a safety signal to the rest of your body. That signal is what enables arousal to emerge naturally, because your nervous system cannot open to pleasure if it's locked in defensive mode. However, we're not finished yet. You've anchored your energy with CV6, calmed your mind with GV20, but there's still one final component missing. It exists at the body's opposite end, in a place that connects your entire system in a way most men never anticipate. Once you activate it, everything begins to flow together. What I'm about to reveal might be the most influential point of all. Point 3, K1, bubbling spring, bottom of your foot. After awakening the body's center and calming the mind, we reach the final point, one that grounds everything. It's named K1, or the bubbling spring, and it's found on the bottom of your foot just below the ball. Initially, it might seem strange to focus on your foot when discussing erections and blood flow, but this point serves a crucial role in calming the overactive nervous system that often deprives older men of their complete vitality. Consider this. How often have you felt restless, anxious, or disconnected from your own body? You may lie in bed, your mind racing, your body tense, and regardless of what you try, nothing feels right. That's because as we age, our nervous system tends to remain in a state of mild alarm. It's subtle, but it keeps blood vessels constricted, breathing shallow, and intimacy just beyond reach. I remember meeting Harold, a 69-year-old man who explained he hadn't experienced a solid night's sleep or a decent erection in nearly a year. He was exhausted, discouraged, and deeply frustrated. We practiced this tapping technique together, and when we reached the bubbling spring, something changed. "I didn't believe tapping my foot would accomplish anything," he said. "But that night, I slept like I did in my 40s, and the following morning, I woke up ready." When you gently tap K1, you're helping your body transition from fight or flight to rest and restoration. You're telling your system it's safe to release, safe to soften, and when that signal reaches your pelvic area, it allows the blood vessels to expand, the tissues to respond, and the natural process of arousal to return. This is the final point, but not the final step. Because while each point individually has power, it's when you combine them in the correct sequence with the right mindset that transformation truly occurs. Coming up next, I'll guide you through the precise 2-minute routine so you can bring it all together and experience the change for yourself, beginning tonight. The 2-minute daily practice, step by step. Now that you understand the influence of each point, let's combine it all into a simple daily practice. This isn't about forcing outcomes or seeking quick solutions. It's about reconnecting with your body, gently, purposefully, and giving it permission to function the way it was designed to. This 2-minute sequence is something you can perform every night before sleep, or even in the peaceful moments before your day starts. While it may appear simple, it holds the potential to unlock a part of you that's been dormant far too long. Begin by finding a comfortable, quiet location. Sit or lie down. Take 3 slow, deep breaths, not hurried, not automatic, but conscious breaths that signal to your body, "I'm present, I'm paying attention." Start with CV6, just below your belly button. Use 2 or 3 fingers and tap gently for approximately 30 seconds. As you do this, breathe into that area. Imagine warmth, circulation, energy flowing down into your pelvic region. Next, move your attention to the crown of your head, GV20. Let your fingertips make soft, rhythmic contact with the very top center of your scalp. Again, approximately 30 seconds. With each tap, imagine the noise in your mind becoming quiet, the tension dissolving, your thoughts becoming calm and peaceful. You're allowing your nervous system to release control and ease into balance. Finally, bring your awareness down to the bottoms of your feet, K1, the bubbling spring. Use your thumb or fingers to tap gently on each foot for 20 seconds. Feel yourself grounded, present, stable, as if your entire body is finally aligned, head, heart, and lower body in complete harmony. That's it. 2 minutes, just you, your breath, and your fingertips. No medication, no equipment, just presence, rhythm, and care. What's beautiful is that it begins working quietly, often before you notice it. Men who make this a routine start to sleep more deeply, feel more relaxed, and wake up with more energy, and yes, often with stronger morning erections. But what should you anticipate next? How quickly will you feel a difference, and how will you recognize it's working? That's what I'll explain next, because what occurs over the next 7 days might surprise you. What to anticipate in 7 days. Most men I speak with are doubtful initially. They hear 2 minutes daily and question how something so brief can create a real difference. But I've observed it repeatedly. When a man truly dedicates to this practice, even for just 7 days, something starts to change. Not always in dramatic, spectacular ways, but in subtle, meaningful signs that the body is remembering how to function naturally again. In the first 2 days, you may notice your breathing slows more easily at night. Your body feels more comfortable. The tension that resides in your lower back or hips might feel lighter. These are signs your nervous system is responding, releasing stress, and preparing for deeper rest. That's the quiet foundation where healing starts. Fourth, by the 3rd or 4th day, your mind may feel more peaceful in the evenings. Thoughts don't spiral as much. You fall asleep quicker, stay asleep longer. You might wake in the early morning hours with a slight pressure or sensation you haven't experienced in a while. It may not be a complete erection yet, but it's a signal. Blood is returning, energy is rising. By the 6th or 7th day, many men report a noticeable difference. More strength, more sensitivity, a quiet confidence growing beneath the surface. It's not about becoming who you were at 25. It's about reclaiming a part of yourself that never truly departed. It was simply buried under years of stress, fatigue, and disconnection. I had one man, 74 years old, email me after 1 week. He said, "I didn't think anything would change, but on day 7 I woke up and smiled before I even opened my eyes. I felt something I thought I'd lost for good." These first 7 days are powerful, but they're only the start. Because once you see signs of change, the next question is, how do you maintain the momentum? How do you amplify the results, go even deeper, and turn this small practice into something that transforms your health long term? That's exactly what we're going to discuss next. Let's ensure you don't just get results, you build upon them. 6. Enhancement tips to maximize results. Once you start to feel the difference, whether it's deeper sleep, a sense of calm, or a stirring of morning energy, you'll likely want to do more to support this change. That's where a few powerful, simple enhancements can take this practice to the next level. These aren't about making things complicated. They're about creating the ideal environment inside your body so that blood can flow freely and energy can rise without resistance. First, let's discuss hydration. Most older men are mildly dehydrated, and that alone can restrict circulation and reduce sensitivity. Begin drinking a full glass of water before bed. Not too much to disturb your sleep, but enough to keep your blood volume strong and flowing. Add a pinch of sea salt or a splash of lemon to help with absorption. Second, magnesium. This mineral is one of your nervous system's best allies. It calms tension, relaxes muscles, and supports vascular health. A simple magnesium supplement before bed can enhance the effects of your tapping routine, especially if you tend to experience tightness in your hips or lower back. Third, avoid heavy meals or alcohol right before sleep. These make your body work overtime through the night, disrupting rest and hormonal balance. Instead, choose a light dinner and let your body wind down with purpose. Fourth, bring awareness to your breathing. As you tap, slow your breath, feel your body. Don't rush through the movements, honor the ritual. I often say it's not just what you do that matters, it's how you do it. The presence you bring changes everything. And finally, be patient with yourself. You're not trying to force a result. You're building trust with your own body again. That takes consistency, gentleness, and respect. When you give yourself that, your body gives back in ways you may not expect. These small changes, added to your nightly tapping, form a foundation for long-term renewal. You're not chasing youth. You're cultivating strength, balance, and freedom as the man you are now. But there's one final message I want to leave you with, because none of this, none of the tapping, the breathing, the routines, means anything if you don't believe that you still deserve intimacy, connection, and power in this chapter of your life. In this closing message, I want to speak to your heart, not just your health. Conclusion. You've just discovered something that most men go their entire lives without ever learning. Not because it's complex or secret, but because too many of us were taught to ignore the quiet, natural wisdom of our own bodies. We were told that losing our edge, our energy, our erections was just a part of growing older, and we accepted it. But today, I hope you experience something different, a shift. A sense that maybe, just maybe, there's more strength left in you than you've been told to believe. You now understand the 3 essential points: CV6 below the navel to awaken blood flow, GV20 at the top of the head to quiet the mind, and K1 on the sole of your foot to calm and ground your nervous system. You've learned how these points, when tapped in a focused, intentional way, can send messages through your nervous system that open blood vessels, reduce tension, and prepare your body for the natural morning response it once knew so well. You've discovered a simple 2-minute ritual that's easy to perform, yet powerful in how it reconnects you with yourself. You've seen what can occur in just 7 days, how sleep deepens, confidence rises, and how hope begins to stir again. With the enhancement tips we discussed, hydration, magnesium, gentle breathing, and conscious presence, you now have a complete system of renewal that doesn't depend on medication, devices, or anyone else but you. I've worked with men for over 30 years, and I'll share something I've learned that no textbook ever taught me. Healing occurs when a man finally believes he's still worthy of feeling alive, still worthy of touch, of arousal, of pride. The body responds when you start to care again, and that care is where everything begins. This is not about becoming younger, it's about becoming complete. It's about waking up every day feeling like yourself again. So embrace these steps, do the practice, feel the shift. Remember, you haven't lost your power, it's been waiting for you to return home to it. Now is your time, don't let it slip away.